Hey guys, welcome back. Today I wanted to share a more intermediate stretch session. We will be focusing on the hips, the shoulders, and getting a deeper back bend. So let's get started. We're going to start on all fours, doing some cat-cows. Inhale and exhale, doming in the chest. Inhale, dropping the belly, and exhale. Inhale, dropping the belly, looking up. Exhale, tucking chin to chest. And we're going to come into our first downward dog. Pedal the feet out. We're going to start with our right leg extended, three-legged dog. Let that foot fall back behind you and bring your knee in towards your chest. Plant. We're going to start with a deeper lunge. So allow your hip to come forward, back bend, look up at the ceiling. And coming back up, pull everything back, stacking the head, chest, and hips into one straight line. Create 90 degrees with both legs. You can use your yoga blocks for support. We're first going to practice drilling that left knee into the ground forward, keeping a tuck in that pelvis. Hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Release. We're going to tuck those back toes, keep the pelvis tilted forward. We're going to drag that heel back, lifting that knee off the ground. So we're going to do that for 5. Back down. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Release. We're going into our half split, straightening that front leg, keeping a flat back, point and flex that front foot. And we're going into our pigeon pose. So make sure that shin is either close to your body or in line with the front edge of the mat. Bring that left hip down, squaring off the hips towards the floor. We'll start with a little back bend and walk the hands forward. Coming back up. Bending that back foot closer to your bum. We're getting a little quad stretch here. And see if you can grab that left foot with your right hand. Bring that left hand through this little hole as you arch, bringing that chest forward, looking up at the ceiling. Take a couple deep breaths. And release, coming out of that position. Cool. We're going to come back into our lunge, grabbing your yoga blocks. Think 90-90 with the legs. Spine is stacked. We're going to bring that back foot up, grab that foot, keep a tilt in that pelvis, tucking the tailbone, getting a little deeper in the quads. Hold for a couple breaths. Keep the shoulders down and away from the ears. And release. Cool. We're going to slowly slide out to a split, so you can always use your yoga block for support as you slide that foot forward into your split. Try to keep the hips square as much as possible, so readjust if needed. And when you get comfortable in that split, if you have your split, we're going to bend that back leg, Keep the toes pointed. Bending that back leg. We're going to grab for that back foot. We're going to start with grabbing both hands onto the foot, kick that foot back, opening up the chest, looking up at the ceiling. Hold for a couple breaths and release. Ooh. If you lose your balance, that's totally okay. We're coming back and then bring both hands to the left side, grabbing that left foot with your right hand. Same thing that we did in pigeon. Bring that left hand through the hole, arch to look up, kick that left foot, and release. Awesome. Let's come back into a puppy pose. So extending the hands forward. You can use your blocks for a more extended puppy pose. Keep the hands in line with your shoulders. And release. Let's come back to our down dog. Pedal the feet out. Extend your left leg. Open the hip. Let that foot fall back behind you. And tuck, knee to chest. Plant. We're going into our deep lunge. So allow the hips to come forward. Allow the back to arch. You can always look up at the ceiling for a deeper back bend. And let's pull out of it. Stacking head, chest, hips in one line. You can always use your yoga blocks. Think of creating 90-degree angles with your legs, keeping a tilt in that pelvis. And we're going to practice really dragging that right knee forward, so you should be actively pushing. And we're holding for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Awesome. Tuck those back toes. Really think of peeling that heel back and away from you to get that knee off the ground. So we'll do that for 5. Keeping a tuck in that pelvis. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Release. Going into our half split. Straighten that front leg. Keep a flat back. Walk the hands forward as you point and flex. Wiggle the toes side to side. As we go into our pigeon pose, so walking that foot to the right, shin is parallel to the front edge of the mat, or your foot is close to your hips. Turn that right hip down towards the floor. Start with a little back bend and walk the hands forward. Hold for a couple breaths. Walk the hands up. We're going to kick right foot towards your bum. First, getting a nice quad stretch, allowing that foot, pressing that foot closer to your body. And then actively kicking that foot away. Grab your right foot with your left hand. Arch your back. Press your chest forward as we come into this pose, this mermaid pose. Slowly release and release. Cool. Coming back to our lunge, we're going to think of creating those 90-degree angles with the legs again. So stacking head, chest, hips, straight line. Bring that right foot close to your bum, keeping a tuck in the pelvis. Shoulders are down and away from your ears. Hold this for a few deep breaths, tucking the pelvis. And release. Cool. Next, going into our full split, walk the hands forward, slowly slide that left foot forward, coming into your split. Try to maintain a square split. Use those blocks if needed and get settled into that split. And if you're comfortable there, we'll kick that back foot closer to your body. Grab that back foot with both hands. We'll start by kicking that back foot away from you, arching up, looking at the ceiling. It's hard to balance, but try to hold for a couple deep breaths and come out of that. Then grab that back foot with your right hand, facing the left side of the mat, grabbing right foot with left hand. Use your right arm to go through this little hole, kick that foot away from you, arch backwards, and hold for a couple deep breaths. Gently come out of it and release. Awesome. Sweep that leg back. Again, going into our puppy pose, I'm going to have the blocks at the highest setting. Awesome. Let's come all the way down to the belly. Coming down to the belly, we're going to keep one block nearby. And we're going to keep our head on the mat. So the forehead's against the mat. Extend the arms straight in front of you. We're going to lift the yoga block up behind our head, keeping the arms straight and the shoulders away from your ears. For 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Next, we're going to bring the yoga block up behind our ears. So the yoga block is going to come up and your arms are going to bend, elbows come out to the side. We'll do that for 10 reps. For 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Let's come up into our cobra pose. And coming into a child's pose, keeping the knees together, just fold forward. I like to let my hands kind of fall towards my feet. And slowly roll up. All right. So that pretty much wraps it up. I hope you enjoyed today's stretch session. If you have any comments, questions, concerns, feel free to ask. Please like and subscribe, and thank you, of course, for watching.